Tout de suite, retrouvons Lorraine et Lucie, deux américaines qui nous racontent leur expérience en France.
My name is Lucy Gelman, and I am originally from Detroit, Michigan, but I did my undergraduate studies at Washington University in St. Louis, where I studied art history and archaeology as my major, and minored in French and women and gender studies.
My name is Lauren Mancia. I am a PhD student at Yale University in New Haven in Connecticut.
In France, as a Fulbright scholar, I am affiliated with Paris 4, and I'm looking at the reception of women sculptors in the popular French press between 1801 and 1848.
And I have been here in France for 8 months doing research for my doctoral thesis.
But working at Paris 4 is very good for me because it's where the art historical community is. And it's also very exciting to be dealing with the primary sources that are in France that I don't have access to in the States. I think I've found a big difference in the French academic system and the US academic system.
So I think that there is a lot more discussion in American seminars, but I also think that there's a lot more knowledge that you get from a French seminar.
It's not specifically better or worse, it's just extremely different.
At a French seminar, you're guaranteed an hour and a half of quality. At an American seminar, you're guaranteed to get your opinion out there, and usually you'll learn something by massaging it with other people, but most of the time you don't actually come out with as many nuggets of pure truth as you do in a French seminar.
And I have this memory of going in and speaking with the professor, and he was shocked that I had gone in, and he was very receptive. But he said, like, this doesn't happen in France. The Fulbright scholarship or fellowship allows US students, and I believe it does the same for French students in US universities, but here I have a stipend that covers rent, groceries, travel if I need to travel for my research, and that has allowed me to live in France, which, because Paris is so expensive, would not otherwise be possible for someone of my age.
Fulbright's very famous in America. So Fulbright, when you say you're a Fulbright scholar in America, everybody knows what that is. And in some ways I was surprised, for instance, that my landlord here didn't know what a Fulbright was. I brought a document from Fulbright that said that I was a Fulbright student just to assure him that I wasn't some phony, crazy American. And he didn't know what it was, and that surprised me because landlords in the United States would definitely recognize that name. It's a household name in the United States. I hoped that it would be the Fulbright. I mean, that is obviously the most prestigious grant that I applied for, and it's the most wonderful grant because they have a network of people who can sort of help you and support you here, whereas other people will just throw money at you and tell you to, good luck in the library. There were people here who were sort of orientating us and taking care of us, helping us with health insurance and visas and the things that we would need.
The Fulbright process is not an easy process, but it's one that I think anyone who is even thinking about applying for the grant should do. It's about being concise and being able to articulate your ideas and your thoughts and your research project. It requires a personal statement that's about a page and a statement of research that's about 2 pages, as well as letters of recommendation from American professors and letters of affiliation from a French university.
They pay for your travel to come back and forth to France, and they pay for your visa. And they give you health insurance. Outside of that, you have the money that they've given you, and you can use it at your will.
But I would encourage anyone who is even thinking about it to apply, because it's a very, very good process.
I thought that I could get all that I needed from my home university, and it was true for me then in that moment. But I would say that doing this exchange has been one of the most valuable things that I've ever done in my life. The opportunity to be here has really allowed me to discover things about myself that I never would have known otherwise. It's allowed me to be stronger, it's allowed me to be more independent, it's also allowed me to communicate with people better, it's allowed me to grow my interest, it's allowed me to become a person that I never thought I would be. All of those things just by being in this completely different context and completely wonderful and beautiful context. Do it. That would be my advice. It's just do it.